and we're excited. Jaffer Murphy is coming on with us, UTSA Kicker. Boy, looking good. Love that background there, Jaffer. Congratulations to you. Has it and welcome to the Matt Mosley Show. Appreciate you doing this. You're getting, I imagine, a lot of requests, and has it been a little overwhelming, the response to your recent pro day?
First of all, thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate you taking the time out of your day. But yeah, first and foremost, too, all glory goes to God. But it has been a whirlwind of a couple days after a pro day. But I'm feeling very blessed and feeling very grateful for what's happened. And so looking forward to what's to come.
As it was happening the other day, did you sort of know what this might lead to? Or was it just kind of like when social media, because y'all have put some videos out in the past, and you and the guy you've been working with, the kicking, and I'm sure the special teams coaches there at UTSA, it's not like y'all haven't put things out, but this one kind of took on a life of its own, didn't it?
It most definitely did. Yeah, I've been working really hard, training hard with Jacob Enns, and we've been training down there in Florida. And to be able to come to pro day with all the training and the hard work we put in and, show out like we did, I think it's just one of those things where I didn't expect it to go where it's at right now. But I was just very blessed and, very thankful that the day went the way that, couldn't have gone any better.
Okay, so how many teams, Jaffer, have you spoken to now? And have you had to seek extra agents and more publicists? I mean, Kyle's going to have to do other things there at UTSA. I mean, you may have to hire your own full-time publicist soon.
That's funny. I've been very blessed to have been with an agent here for about the last 2 years. So he's been very helpful as far as doing things. As far as teams go, again, was a great turnout that we had at UTSA, and it was really great that I was able to speak to each of them, just kind of answer some questions, kind of share with them my story and where it all began. So,
and it began with you being a soccer player. Did you, as a soccer player, did anybody ever time you in the 40, or there was probably no reason to ever anybody say, hey, let's get your vertical or anything like that? You knew you were fast, obviously, but there was no reason ever to get timed or any of this kind of thing, was there?
No, sir. There was no reason for us to do that as soccer players. I mean, we would have trackers during practice just to see, the miles we were covering, the yards we were covering. But as far as being timed and, measuring a jump, it hadn't been done while playing soccer.
All right. When was the first time you tried to kick a football? And
the first time I kicked actually began in high school, my junior year and senior year. The strength coach asked me to, join the team. The head coach actually asked me to join the team. And at first I was like, let's just go and try it. But then leaving high school, I still wanted to play soccer in college. But then I came back around my junior year of college, and that was fall 24, where I wanted to start kicking again and see how far that would take me.
What kind of soccer player? Obviously, you were good enough to get those offers and everything. Were you what position did you play in soccer?
I was a striker when I played soccer, yes, sir. Okay. Which is like the forward, the very top guy.
Well, can you tell I don't know my soccer?
No, it's completely fine. Completely fine.
No, I do like to watch. From a young age, even in soccer, though, were you sort of known for having a huge leg? I would imagine you started playing soccer when you were, 6 or 7 years old?
Yeah, so I'm adopted from Liberia, Africa originally. And when I got to America, I was telling my adopted parents that I want to play soccer. And from a young age, God had blessed me a lot with the skills and ability to move around and run around and kick the ball. And it wasn't until probably, high school when I started noticing the strength in my leg and my body as it's adapting and maturing that when I did join the football team, the power was there through the soccer and the nonstop training.
So how long did it take you to get the accuracy where you needed it to, you kept playing soccer, then you decide, what was that like coming to that decision? I know your mom was involved in that, to, abandon the sport you had played for so long and you grew up loving. What led to that? And was that how difficult a decision was that?
Yeah, so it was my sophomore year wrapping up in fall 23, and I just didn't feel that the season went a way that I would have been pleased with. And it was just frustrating because I just was at a point where I didn't know if I still loved soccer. Obviously, it's a sport I grew up playing, but I got on the phone with my mom, let her know what I was thinking, and she goes, "Do you want to do something crazy?" And I was like, let's try football again. And leaving soccer definitely was hard, but it wasn't as hard as some people would think because my identity is not in the sports that I play. My identity is Jesus Christ. And so leaving that, I knew that God was still going to be with me in whatever I chose to do. So changing this football was exciting and was new. And as far as the technique and the time it took there, really training and honing in those little technique changes from soccer to a football player, Jacob Benz has really done a lot within the last 2 years with me to gain more accuracy and channel the power to be accurate.
Okay, but to arrive at what Division II Lake Erie, that had to be interesting. How did you sort of get the word out of what you were trying to do, and like who was your point of contact there, and was there somebody on that staff that had some knowledge and a pretty good knowledge in the kicking game that started up, heading you up this ladder?
100%. Yes. So when I went to Lake Erie D2, his name was John Soronis. He had seen me posting videos actually on Twitter with Jacob Enns, and he saw the leg power and he said, "You guys got to give this kid a shot." And so I spoke with John Soronis, spoke with the staff at Lake Erie, and they gave me an opportunity. And I was just excited and ready to go. Got there, became the starter, and started kicking field goals, and just saw a lot of success early on while doing that.
All right, and you made a 60-yarder in a game. I was reading versus Kentucky Wesleyan.
That is correct.
I would imagine that you don't see a lot of 60-yard field goals in Division II. You don't see a lot in D1. What was that? How exhilarating was that? And was that like? Did your teammates? What was the reaction to something like that?
Definitely an exhilarating feeling. I remember being at that game and we were down, and we had a couple of opportunities to kick, and we had decided to go for it. Again, football is a game of inches, and you want to, make the best decision for the team. And so I remember we were about to go into halftime, and I was actually taking off my shoes. I was like untying my shoes, and then I heard field goal unit up. And so I'm like quickly putting my shoes on, running out there to the field. And in my mind, mentally, I was like, 48-yard field goal. That's what I thought. And I get out there, and my holder goes, "Hey, man, lock in. This is a 60-yard field goal." And like, I didn't really think. I kind of like, you talk about blacking out there, but it's just like, I was like, you know what? I got to put this through the uprights. And so when the ball got snapped, saw it, go down, kicked it, and it went through. And it was one of those feelings where after that had happened, we were still down as a team. And so it meant something to me as an individual, but I'm such a team-oriented person that when our team came back and won that game, it just all made it so much better.
Have anybody in the NFL tried to talk to you about like how they could envision using you as more than just a kicker? Like obviously you've been a kickoff specialist. You want to get where you're kicking field goals on a normal basis, and I'm sure you want to get more and more consistent. But has anybody tried to paint a picture for you of like, okay, we've never seen a kicker that runs like a 4.47. I think they listed 4.5. I've seen 4.47. Has anybody kind of painted an interesting picture to you of like how they could see using you at the next level?
I think it was during my pro day. I had a couple of questions from a couple of scouts wanting to see these other numbers, whether that was the L drill or the cone drill. And then they actually asked me to do some DB drills, and I had never done that before, but they just wanted to see the athleticism and see how well I can move before I actually even started kicking. But I think that's the only word of just, hey, we just want to see what you kind of look like doing some of these other drills is what I've heard so far.
Okay. Did you feel pretty comfortable doing some of that? And like, could you see yourself being like a kicker / cornerback? I mean, I'm sure you'll do whatever gives you the opportunity, but kicking is your first, priority. But what did it feel like?
Yes, sir. So when I went out there, when I trained in Tampa, Florida, I'd already practiced the L drill and the cone drill before. And so being athletic and gifted athletic from God, it's like I didn't have too much to think about, just go out there and do that. But then when we got to the DB drills, I think part of me started like getting nervous, and that made me lose, you know, not lose, but it made me kind of realize, you know what, here's an opportunity for me to go and show some athleticism. So let me go and do that. And it was a super fun and really exciting just to go out there and show them that I can be more than just a kicker. Whatever team takes a chance on me, I'm bringing in something that's just not been seen before.
How would it work, do you think, with this new dynamic kickoffs in the NFL? Obviously, you watch kickers, and there's probably a couple of kickers. But who is your favorite kicker, by the way, in the NFL?
I can't say I have a favorite kicker, honestly. I think all of them have very individual and amazing stories, and they're all great at what they do.
Okay, for Cowboys fans, they want to hear you say Brandon Aubrey, who could become, likely to become, the highest paid kicker in NFL history. How did you go from UNC? So you get to Chapel Hill for spring, right? And then you end up at UTSA. How did that opportunity come about? And like, why did you or your agent decide maybe there's a better opportunity there in San Antonio?
So leaving the D2 school, Lake Erie, I'd gotten a call one evening from University of Chapel Hill there about a preferred walk-on opportunity, and I wanted to bet on myself and go out there and show what I could do. Definitely being the second semester of me kicking live field goals and kicking there's still work to be done. But the opportunity out there was so amazing that I just couldn't turn that down. After the spring season finished, I wasn't personally pleased with my performance. And after getting cut, actually, I hit the portal again, and UTSA called me and gave me an opportunity to come out here and help be their kickoff specialist.
And 55 of 88 went for touchbacks. I mean, you like bombing it. Do you also, like, for the dynamic for the NFL, do you work on the touch of having it land certain places? And do you have like a great onside kick? I mean, you may not want to reveal this, but you occasionally in the NFL, the Cowboys have tried the, what do you call that? The spinner.
The spinner side kick where you lay the ball kind of flat on the tee.
Yeah.
I have worked a little bit on location as far as the new kickoff rules. You also asked a great question. I didn't give you an answer to it, but with the new kickoff rules, it gives the team another player to be able to chase down returners in case, someone slips through the line. And being gifted athletically, I can, try and run after guys and stop them. So then we have a better chance at putting the defense back out there and getting the full stop and the turnover.
Do we have footage of you making any good hits? Like McAfee used to do occasionally. He would, as a punter, he lit people up with the Colts, and he was sort of known for that. Have you had any good hits?
I don't think I have any film. The only game I can think of that I made my first tackle was when we played against Texas A&M. And it realistically, I mean, I don't, didn't know how to form tackle at that time. And so I just kind of went for the ankles and was really fortunate to, hold on. So then he couldn't run through and go score a touchdown on our team. Okay,
that was not an easy one to have early in the season because that was like either Concepcion or Craver or, A&M probably had some of the best return guys y'all saw all season. Is that right?
They had some very good players. Yes, sir.
All right. To kick a 70-yard field goal, like, is it like hitting a drive in golf? Like, the harder you try, sometimes you don't do as well. Do you have to kind of relax and hit it clean? Or do you find yourself, okay, I'm going to try to make a 70. I got to really give it a little something extra. What's the key to connecting from that? Because the one you made, I saw it wasn't your typical end over end because I guess you had to blast it so much. What's the key to executing something like that?
I think in my head, going out there for that is just to be relaxed and understand that it's the same mechanics as if I was kicking an extra point from 33 yards away. And so if I just let myself know, hey, relax, do the same thing, but the only difference is, put a little power behind it because you are pretty far back there. So I think that's just one thing is just going out there, keeping the mechanics the same, but really trying to get my leg power behind that to drive the ball and accurately put it in between the uprights from 70 yards.
Okay, and who put you with Jacob Inns? Because that obviously has been a relationship that goes back a few years. How did that come about? Was he just that well known out there in kicking circles? But how did that come about?
That story is actually pretty funny. So when I was posting film on my Twitter naturally, I had never used the app Twitter. So when I got a DM from a kid, his name is Reed Greck. He's also a kicker. He texted me and said, "Hey, by the way, your DMs are, no one can DM you. So if coaches are reaching out to you, you can't see it." So he helped me do that. And as soon as he helped me do that, he then said, "Hey, by the way, I see your transition from soccer to football. I have a coach I work with, Jacob Enns. I want to put you in touch with him." And right after that, I think me and Jacob's relationship has been nothing but the best. And I'm forever grateful for him entering my life and helping me do the things that I'm able to do now.
All right. And your time with the Roadrunners there, who's been most influential there, and how was that as a launching pad? And then obviously this pro day took on a life of its own. But who's been instrumental in your career there on campus?
I think everyone here is a staff, whether that's the janitors to the head coach. Everyone has had a part in my life where it's just been nothing but positive. And I really am grateful for what they've been able to do here for me. And leading up to pro day, I think coming back and seeing some of the teammates and stuff like that and getting, the, "Hey man, good luck. Hey man, you're going to do great out there. Hey, just go out there and relax." It's nothing but excitement and joy to know that I had people behind me rooting for me to go out there and have a good day.
All right. Do you have a good nickname yet? I mean, I could certainly work on something. Jaffer is by the way, where does your name come from? Because that's a great name.
So yeah, born in Liberia, Africa. My name was originally Jalper. That's Jalpher. But once I got adopted, my parents, Sean and Maya, they changed my name from that to Jaffer, and now I'm called Jaffer. But I don't technically know where my name comes from. But I have no nickname that I know of. I'm sure there's probably some stuff out there, but yeah, no, my name is just Jaffer Murphy.
All right, I'll work on that for you, okay? And I won't even take any royalties or anything if it really takes off. Well, man, I appreciate this. By the way, how old were you when you were adopted?
I was 4 years old, sir.
Have you been back to Iberia?
I have not been able to go back, no, sir.
Okay. Do you have interest in going back and learning more about your heritage and everything?
I most definitely do. Just definitely right now, the main focus is to pursue that career and take it to the furthest of heights, and to just be blessed there and be able to go give back and bless others that have helped me along the way.
Okay. Any visits lined up? I mean, you're not that far from the Cowboys. I'm sure they would, everybody's going to be very interested, I think, in visiting with you, just like the scouts that were on campus the other day. Anything lined up?
As of right now, just communicating with my agent, and conversations are happening, and grateful for what's happening.
Jaffer, I appreciate it. This is a great story, and yeah, it's a remarkable story. Who's your soccer team, by the way? I'm sure you still love soccer. Yeah,
I'll still watch it occasionally. I would say my team that I watch is either Manchester United. And then I have a couple of teammates who watch, Liverpool or City, and, it's always good, or Barcelona actually too. It's always good to see players like that. Lamine Yamal, young player, who's a brilliant soccer player. So it's always fun to watch that and just remember, hey, I used to do that. I used to be out there playing. So it's fun.
But you're a football player now. There's no returning to
yes, sir. I'm
in your life.
Yes, sir. I'm an American football player. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. And thanks for doing this. A lot of people will watch this, and we'll send it around everywhere. And you're a remarkable story. And I even heard today from the famous Texas A&M and Philadelphia Eagles kicker Tony Franklin, and that was back in the day, Jaffer, where they had barefoot kickers, and
wow.
they were straight on kickers. But I think Tony may have taken it. He was one of the first to maybe do the soccer style. But back in the day, have you ever tried to kick one straight on?
I have not tried to kick one straight on, no, sir.
Okay. Back in the day, the guy for Washington won the MVP in the NFL. His name was Matt Mosley, kind of like my name. And he literally could kick 55 to 60-yard field goals, and they would just start their lead up straight on and just go up and kick it. Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive.
Pretty crazy. Hey, really appreciate the time. We're going to continue to monitor things. And I know UTSA, very pleased they have a guy like you. You're a great representative and your story's amazing. So if somehow it doesn't work out, I think you've got broadcasting in your future as well. All right.
I appreciate you taking your time so much, sir. Thank you so much.
You bet. There he goes. Jaffer Murphy,